Good evening.
Hey there, everybody.
We're having some tripod issues, but we're good now. Okay.
Welcome to our live discussion on Facebook.
And you are?
Glad you joined us. I am Connie Jones. I'm a therapist and a life coach and a business coach.
And we do this every week. We talk about
Yes.
blog posts and we talk about the counseling program.
Yes.
And this week we are going to talk about
Making
your
a
password.
Yes, my password. All right.
There we
We're
go.
talking about making a shift.
Making a shift in your life.
Making a shift in your life. Yes.
So I'm thinking someone shows up and they have something in their life that is holding them back. Could be a belief. It could be an attitude. Is that right? An attitude
Yes.
or something like that. And you would want to work with them to get past that. And so that's what all this shifting is about.
Absolutely. It's some change that they want in their life. Some big shift. You know, when you think about a shift, it's moving from one place to another. And I use the word shift because, you know, it's that place where you really want your life to move from this place to this place. And it may be in one area. Oftentimes, you know, change starts small. I actually wrote a blog about that about three or 4 weeks ago. And how, you know, you can just begin to change little bit by little bit, and it takes small little steps. However, we're talking about creating the shift.
Right.
And not just, you know, starting small, but then really creating what it is that we want to happen in our life. And that can be in one certain area. So someone may be feeling like that, all right, I want my business to go from this place to this place. Or I want my relationships to be, this has been the state of my relationships. This has been the kind of relationships that I have settled for. And I want to shift my relationship opportunities or shift my relationship experiences to this place.
Right.
You know, my family life looks like this, or my health, my body, my physical health, my spiritual health, my mental health has been here, and I want to shift it to here. And so it's, how are we going to make that happen?
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so, you know, it's that big thing that we want to create.
So shifting then would be taking something that's in your life now that you want out and replacing it with something else.
Absolutely.
Is it that easy?
Don't we wish it was that easy? And you know, and that feels overwhelming. So, you know, when we think about that, and again, we don't have to do it all at once. It is a process. And so what I tell people first of all is look at what is holding the place of what you want. You know, why are you settling for, or why are you allowing what you do have? And so that's really the first step, is deciding that, okay, looking at what's there and seeing the reality of what is there, and then determining, do I want that there? Am I satisfied with that? Am I okay with what I'm allowing? Am I okay? Is that filling me up? Is that making me happy? Not that, you know, that external things make us happy, but, you know, is that meeting my desires?
Right.
Or is that holding a place in my life that is not really something I want there? And so it's getting clear on what is there, and then what you do want in place of that. So is it a place filler, or is it really what I'm desiring?
Okay.
So, yeah.
So we settle for less.
So we settle for less.
And sometimes
we
negative.
We do. And we do that because, and this is kind of the second step, is because oftentimes we don't believe that we can really have what we want. So we just take what comes. You know, today I was talking to a client, and we were talking about her business and where she wanted, what you know, the vision for her business is. And she goes, well, I want this and that. Well, this is what I do, and I kind of had to say to her, now I don't want, and I said it, of course, lovingly and compassionately, but you know, I don't want to hear what you are doing. I want to hear what you really want. And she just stopped and she goes, I hadn't really thought about that. And you know to a certain extent, but you don't really know because no one ever gives you the opportunity really, and we just kind of settle for what we have rather than what we really want. And so it's taking that time to really get clear on what does that look like. And
Right.
is that available to me? Do I believe that I can have what I want? Or do I believe I have to settle for what is available to me?
Right.
Or what looks like it's available to me. And so that second step is no longer settling and believing lies about what you can have. It is opening up to what you want because that desire is there because God put it there. And that desire is in you, and that's not going away. And so it is finally, instead of fighting that and just shutting that true desire down, it's really opening up, and it is literally I've talked about this before. It's opening yourself. You're opening your energy field inside your body. You're opening your heart. You're opening your mind. You're changing your beliefs to line up with what it is that you really want instead of this is what I have to have, or
Right.
this is what it has looked like. And then speaking that, positive affirmations, setting your intentions, moving from desire to intention, which means that this is not just what I want, but this is what I'm creating. And that's an actionable way. You're receiving that. You're calling that into being.
Right.
And then so whatever we put out there and whatever is that we align with is what comes to us more. It increases. And so it's lining our energy up and lining our beliefs up with what it is that we want, and allowing that in instead of staying closed down and just accepting
Right.
what is.
Well, it sounds like, there's the passage about, believing and God will give you the desires of your heart.
Yes.
But it sounds like perhaps that God is the one that put those desires there to begin with. So the verse could be read two ways.
Absolutely.
He'll give you the desires, the things that you desire, or he'll give you the desire itself
Yes.
for what you should desire.
Absolutely. And so a lot of times we just, we just get so far from ourselves, from our true selves. And, society teaches us to, to disconnect from our desire, to disconnect, to shut that down, to disconnect from our passion, to disconnect from our body, to disconnect from what is really us. And that's shame, that we were talking about last week is because we want too much, or we are too much, or we're not enough, or we don't deserve that. And that's it's lies.
That could really shut you down.
Absolutely. Keep you small.
Yeah.
More of that small stuff.
So moving the other way would be a very active, proactive process,
Yes,
wouldn't it?
absolutely. For sure. Speaking of action and proactive, that's the third step, is taking positive affirmative action. Doing something different. Opening to something different, breathing something else in, changing a pattern, noticing what is distracting you from, what are you just spending your time and your energy doing? What's draining you in your life? And what are you settling for that is taking from you? And then what are you willing to do different?
Right. That could be a lot of things that people do to
It is definitely a lot of
distract
things.
themselves.
Oh my gosh, yes. And we get so hung up in that. But then willing to do different,
Right.
and sometimes we want to be willing. And that's okay too, if that's where you are.
It's the first
You know,
step.
it's the first step. And then we ask for help, and that's where I have a lot of people that, that I work with that come in, and that's the work I love is, I want this, or I want to want this, and I don't know how. I don't know how to overcome this. And usually it's a belief, or shame or fear, that keeps us stuck. And so it's stepping over that line and not allowing fear to bully us, and not allowing shame to keep us small, but really moving through that and getting clear about what it is that we want, and then aligning with that and breathing that in, shifting our belief, starting to believe something new and open to something new, and then stepping over that line and doing something different. So I love doing that work. I call it kind of walking that journey with my clients, and so it's pretty powerful.
I can imagine.
Yeah, absolutely. So then the fourth step is practicing gratitude. So after we've during this whole process, this is ongoing. After we've taken positive affirmative action, and being willing to do something different and doing something different is practicing gratitude. And that's so cliche. I mean, that's it's but what I'm talking about with gratitude is really fully claiming it, inviting the new energy into our bodies and allowing that new presence in there, opening up space. We decide, okay, the place filler's been there. I don't want the place filler there anymore because it's not really what I want, but there's this space there, and I'm going to open up and see this space as a gift. And allow that energy to come in, and then being grateful for the space. Be grateful for the space. Be grateful for what is there too that we do want.
Right.
And be grateful for the things that were there that we didn't want, because those things are the things that elicit change. Those are the things that tell us, okay, this is not what I want.
Right.
So it's practicing gratitude about the things that we don't want, and practicing gratitude and the wisdom that has given us, and the start of the growth that brings us, and then practicing gratitude for the things that we do have that we do want.
Right. Because
Gratitude always moves new energy in. I love this. Moves new energy in, and it moves new solutions in.
Well, that grows exponentially.
It does. It's a very powerful source. And if you look at it, and again, God created energy and vibrations, and He created us with, functioning and energy and vibrating, and the whole, attracts like, and but it allows you to gratitude has a vibration that is much higher than the negative vibrations that we get in our shame and our fear. So if we can practice gratitude, it moves our energy level up, so that we are then aligned and ready and open to have more things that are on that same level come into our life. So it is that powerful. It allows us to live in that, I call it that soulful energy of who we really are, because we're grateful for the things that we love.
Right.
And we love the things that we love because we are being soulfully who we are, who God created us to be. Without all the burdens, without all the shame, without all the stuff that weighs us down, without all that heavy energy, just open, lighter energy that allows us to feel appreciation, and then whatever we focus on in our gratitude attracts more of that same energy. So it is that powerful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That would definitely build on it, wouldn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
And on the PDF is where the PDF, you can sign up to download the PDF worksheet, and it actually has a gratitude statement and a little exercise on it, and it goes through these steps and has some questions for you to get real specific about the shift that you want to make in your life, and how to actually do that. What are the steps you need to take? And it walks you through this process. So feel free to download that. You have to sign up to download the PDF worksheet that goes along with our live discussion. And you can go on the Connie Jones Coaching Facebook page, and on the side, midway down on the side,
just gives your email address.
Yes, you hit the where it says email sign up. And there's a little box there, and when you hit that, then it takes you to the sign up, and then it downloads. You can download it, sends you to the download of the worksheet. So make sure you get that.
And that's all it
And,
takes.
And that's
You'll
that
have
easy.
access to the other sheets,
Yeah.
worksheets from the previous weeks, and you can also look at those, both the video and also the blog posts that those correspond to.
Yes.
And if you are interested in talking to Connie and having her help you through some of these processes, on her website she lists her packages, and you don't have to, we're in the Peachtree City area, but you don't have to be in the Peachtree City area of Georgia
Right.
to participate, because Connie does counseling over the phone and Skype,
Yes.
so it doesn't matter where in the world you are.
That's right.
You have access to Connie. So, anyway, thank you for coming. Did you have anything else?
Yeah, no, I just, last little small point I wanted to mention was to connect to your to your spiritual side, and that's always important. I always talk about this piece.
Right.
The spiritual side is so crucial, because that's where you are connecting to a whole nother level of consciousness, and a whole, that's where all the wisdom and all of the deeper understanding and there's a lot of knowledge available inside of you when you connect to that, to the source, to that energy, the flow energy, the Holy Spirit again, or
Right.
your deeper self. And that's where those answers are. And so there's a lot to know, to find out about, what needs to happen in order for this shift to occur. And that's that's where that transformational place is in the spiritual. You're connecting to that deeper self, to your intuition, to a new awareness. That's where those answers are.
Right.
So let's not, leave that out, because that's so important, because trying to make the shift in your head is one thing, and cognitively and behaviorally do that is really important, but the power is in connecting to the spiritual.
It takes place in our whole being, every part of it, every aspect.
Absolutely. And connecting back to, to our true selves and to our Creator. Yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah.
So we appreciate everyone who tuned in tonight, and everyone who is watching later. And please connect with us on ConnieJonesCoaching.com.
Yep.
And look for us here again next week.
Yes.
And I'm going to move my entire being over there and push the finish button. Are
All
you ready?
right.
Okay, here we go.
Sounds good. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.
Have a great night.